Welcome back, dear friends, to the Crimson Academy's course on the Kitab-i-Iqan. In this section, we're covering paragraphs 216 through 219 of the Kitab-i-Iqan. His Holiness Baha'u'llah describes the process through which the seeker attains the object of his search, is immersed in the ocean of assurance, and enters the city of certitude. This city is the Word of God that is revealed in every age by the manifestations of God. Entering the city of certitude and being immersed in the Word of God provide the seeker with a fertile ground for growing spiritually and attaining spiritual transformation. The main outcomes of this transformation are the acquisition of true understanding and the development of heavenly virtues. Dear friends, we'll share with you 6 key points from these paragraphs. The first key point is the spiritual rebirth of the seeker occurs when the lamp of search, earnest striving, longing desire, passionate devotion, fervid love, rapture and ecstasy is ignited within his heart, and the breeze of God's loving kindness is wafted upon his soul. The second key point is when the channel of the seeker's soul is cleansed from all attachments to the physical world, he will recognize the manifestation of God even across immeasurable distances. The third is the city of certitude is the Word of God that is revealed by the manifestations of God in every dispensation. The fourth key point is the city of certitude is renewed after a period of about 1,000 years. The fifth key point, attaining certitude is a critical step in the process of spiritual transformation, as it cleanses the heart from the remembrance of anyone save God. And the final key point, certitude is attained through the worship of God. In paragraph 216, His Holiness Baha'u'llah explains the process through which the true seeker attains the object of his search and is immersed in the ocean of certitude. The spiritual rebirth of the seeker takes place when the lamp of search, earnest striving, longing desire, passionate devotion, fervid love, rapture and ecstasy is ignited within the heart of the seeker, and the breeze of God's loving kindness is wafted upon his soul. Upon reaching this condition, the seeker will experience a new spiritual life in which the darkness of error will be dispelled, the mists of doubts and misgivings be dissipated, and the lights of knowledge and certitude envelop his being. The spiritual path traveled by the seeker mentioned in this section resembles the first 3 valleys described by His Holiness Baha'u'llah in the 7 valleys. His Holiness Baha'u'llah revealed the 7 valleys after his return from Sulaymaniyeh in response to questions asked by a Sufi named Sheikh Muhyiddin, the judge of the town of Khan. The first valley experienced by the seeker is the valley of search. When the seeker satisfies the prerequisites of this valley, he would attain the desire of his heart and recognize the manifestation of God. The next valley is the valley of love, and that is reached after the seeker has obtained the object of his search. In this city, the heaven of ecstasy is upraised, and the world illumining sun of yearning shineth, and the fire of love is ablaze, and when the fire of love is ablaze, it burneth to ashes the harvest of reason. And friends, this is from His Holiness Baha'u'llah in the Seven Valleys, page 8. And His Holiness Baha'u'llah sheds more light on the nature of passionate love and rapture experienced by the wayfarer in the Seven Valleys. Baha'u'llah states, "Now is the traveler unaware of himself, and of aught besides himself. He seeth neither ignorance nor knowledge, neither doubt nor certitude. He knoweth not the morn of guidance from the night of error, and deadly poison is a balm to him." And friends, this is from His Holiness Baha'u'llah in the Seven Valleys, page 8. The traveler is so intoxicated by the power of love that he forgets his own self and sacrifices his desires for the will of the beloved. The fire of love must burn away the veils of the satanic self, so that the spirit may be purified and cleansed, and thus may know the station of the Lord of the worlds. And that was from His Holiness Baha'u'llah in the Seven Valleys, page 11. The wayfarer then enters the third valley. Friends, this is the valley of knowledge. The word knowledge does not fully contain the meaning of the original Arabic word ma'rifah, which is equivalent to true understanding. This is the knowledge that dawns on the heart and the soul as a bounty from God, not through cognitive learning. In this valley, all the traces of doubt, misunderstanding, and vain imaginings disappear, and the seeker will find himself endowed with a new eye, a new ear, a new heart, and a new mind. God bestoweth these new spiritual powers upon the wayfarer. With his new eye he can see a new vision and witness the mysteries of resurrection and the realms of creation and the souls of men. Friends, this is from Baha'u'llah in the Seven Valleys, page 12. And with his new ear he can hear the divine melodies and distinguish them from the earthly calls. And with his heart he sees the prudence of everything and apprehendeth the divine wisdom in the endless manifestations of God. And again, friends, this is from Baha'u'llah in the Seven Valleys, page 12. And with his new mind he can solve the mysteries of creation and everlasting life. And when the channel of his soul is cleansed from all attachments to the physical world, the seeker will recognize the manifestation of God, even across immeasurable distances. In such a state, the seeker enters the city of certitude. In paragraph 217, His Holiness Baha'u'llah uses beautiful phrases of poetic imagery to describe the experience of the seeker on entering the city of certitude. And these conditions are similar to the state of the traveler in the Valley of Knowledge, as recounted by Baha'u'llah in the Seven Valleys. In this valley, the seeker is content with the decree of God, and seeth war as peace, and findeth in death the secrets of everlasting life. With inward and outward eyes, he witnesseth the mysteries of resurrection in the realms of creation and the souls of men, and with a pure heart apprehendeth the divine wisdom in the endless manifestations of God. In the ocean he findeth a drop, and in a drop he beholdeth the secrets of the sea. And friends, this was from His Holiness Baha'u'llah in the Seven Valleys, page 12. In paragraph 218, His Holiness Baha'u'llah defines the city of certitude as the Word of God that is revealed by the manifestations of God in every dispensation. This definition is reiterated by Baha'u'llah in another tablet. Say, the Word of God can never be confounded with the words of His creatures. It is, in truth, the King of words. Even He is Himself the sovereign Lord of all, and His cause transcendeth all that was and all that shall be. Enter, O people, the city of certitude, wherein the throne of your Lord, the All-Merciful, hath been established. And friends, this was from His Holiness Baha'u'llah in the Summons of the Lord of Hosts, page 27. The city of certitude is renewed after a period of about 1,000 years. It was the Pentateuch in the dispensation of Moses, the Gospel in the age of Jesus, the Quran in the days of Muhammad, and the Bayan in the dispensation of the Bab. In the days of the promised one of the Bab, him whom God will make manifest, this city will be his own book, the book unto which all the books of former dispensations must needs be referred, the book which standeth amongst them all transcendent and supreme. This is a reference to Baha'u'llah himself and his revelation in general, and the Kitáb-i-Iqán specifically. Entering the city of certitude and being immersed in the Word of God provide the seeker with fertile ground to grow spiritually and to attain spiritual transformation. The main outcomes of this transformation are the acquisition of true understanding and the development of heavenly virtues. This transformation is defined as the primary purpose of every revelation from God. His Holiness Baha'u'llah states, the purpose underlying the revelation of every heavenly book, nay, of every divinely revealed verse, is to endue all men with righteousness and understanding. And friends, this is a reference is from His Holiness Baha'u'llah in Gleanings from the Writings of Baha'u'llah, page 206. In another tablet, he calls people to forsake all evil, hold fast that which is good, strive to be shining examples unto all mankind, and true reminders of the virtues of God amidst men. And friends, this was from His Holiness Baha'u'llah in Tablets of Baha'u'llah, page 138. The Baha'i writings present a well-defined process for spiritual growth. Attaining certitude is identified as a critical step in this process. His Holiness Baha'u'llah describes how divine knowledge and wisdom emerges in the heart through certitude. O my brother, hearken to the delightsome words of my honey tongue, and quaff the stream of mystic holiness from my sugar-shedding lips. Sow the seeds of my divine wisdom in the pure soil of thy heart, and water them with the water of certitude, that the hyacinths of my knowledge and wisdom may spring up fresh and green in the sacred city of thy heart. And friends, this is from His Holiness Baha'u'llah in the Hidden Words, Persian, number 33. According to Adib Taherzadeh, Baha'u'llah, in a tablet to one of his handmaidens, affirms that the heart is the dawning place of the light of his countenance and the treasure house of the pearls of his love. He urges her to bathe her heart of the waters of certitude, so that it may be cleansed from the remembrance of anyone save him. Only then can it become the recipient of his boundless favors. Friends, that was from Adib Taherzadeh in the Revelation of Baha'u'llah, Volume 4, page 35. Attaining certitude is itself a challenging process. In one of his essays, Mirza Abul Fazil, a well-known Baha'i scholar, describes worshipping God as a means of attaining certitude. And friends, this is from Adib Taherzadeh in the Revelation of Baha'u'llah, Volume 4, page 35. His argument is based on a verse from the Quran. And this verse is from chapter 15, verse 99. It states, "Worship thy Lord until thou attainest certitude." In the Revelation of Baha'u'llah, God can be worshipped not only through prayer and acts of devotion, but also through serving humanity and contributing to an ever-advancing civilization. Baha'u'llah states, "When anyone occupieth himself in a craft or trade, such occupation itself is regarded in the estimation of God as an act of worship." And friends, this is from His Holiness Baha'u'llah, Tablets of Baha'u'llah, page 26. Abdul Baha also mentions that everyone should have some trade or art or profession, be he rich or poor, and with this he must serve humanity. This service is acceptable as the highest form of worship. That was from Abdul Baha in Abdul Baha in London, page 93. And Abdul Baha also states, art is worship. And that was from Abdul Baha in London, page 93. In another tablet, His Holiness Abdul Baha explains all effort and exertion put forth by man from the fullness of his heart is worship, if it is prompted by the highest motives and the will to do service to humanity. This is worship to serve mankind and to minister to the needs of the people. Service is prayer. And this is from His Holiness Abdul Baha in Paris Talks, page 176. In this connection, Adib Taherzadeh writes, "The essential qualities which man needs in his devotions are sincerity of motive and submissiveness to his Creator. To turn to God at all times with true love, to commune with Him in spirit, to regard Him as always present, to praise and glorify Him by word and deed, to pray ardently for His confirmations, to promote His cause, to carry out His teachings, and to serve mankind in one's daily work. All these acts constitute the main features of worshipping God. Prayer alone will not be conducive to the good pleasure of God if it is not followed by service to the cause." And friends, this is from Adib Taherzadeh, The Revelation of Baha'u'llah, Volume 4, page 35. Thank you, dear friends.